I wanted to you guys here on the somber note, but got to talk about it. We'll be all fair. Jimmy Butler has torn his ACL and that same left knee that he struggled with recently. I believe he had a sprained MCL, and I think he had a hyperextension a few years prior to that. But it's official. Jimmy Butler has torn his ACL tonight. Well, in last night's game, he seemed to be on the ground in a lot of pain, and now we officially got the word. This is a devastating injury for Jimmy Butler. Thoughts and prayers to him. ACL injury isn't what it used to be. You've seen guys come back from this and come back strong. So Jimmy Butler, being the workaholic that he is, hopefully he'll recover from this and hit the ground running going into this off season, next season. But it's just another major blow to the Golden State Warriors in the Steph Curry era. You know what I'm saying? It's been a really tough, you got a championship recently, a couple of years ago, but it's been a really tough run for this Steph Curry era. And the Warriors really have limited options to stay competitive. I mean, you've seen the rumors kind of swirling around as it pertains to Michael Porter Jr. You've seen some of the rumors swirl around as it pertains to Trey Murphy. With Jonathan Kuminga, maybe they want to keep him, maybe they want to move on. But the Warriors really have a critical decision to make here, man. I think they're at the point now with Steph still playing at such a high level, they can't really throw in a towel. And I'm not sure that they ever really intend to, as long as Steph is performing at the level he's performing at, still to this day. So I think what happens with Kuminga moving forward becomes that much more important. I think now you're talking about Kuminga plus maybe turning one of those future picks into multiple firsts. Maybe taking one of those quote unquote post Steph era first round picks you have and converting that into maybe 3 firsts and trying to go get Michael Porter Jr., trying to go get maybe a Herb Jones. I don't think that'll be enough draft capital to go get a Trey Murphy with how the Pelicans value him, but that may be enough draft capital to go get a Herb Jones if you add maybe 2 maybe protected picks to that. Maybe you can go out and get Michael Porter Jr. You still got a couple salary options with guys like Buddy Hield, guys like Pods, who doesn't make as much money, Moses Moody. You got a lot of mid-salary. One idea that I think would be very interesting is the Golden State Warriors approaching the New Orleans Pelicans for Jordan Poole, who's seemingly falling out of favor there. Maybe something centered around just Kuminga and salary, and you bring back Jordan Poole, who's having a down year, but he has some familiarity with that system, has some chemistry, or had some chemistry with Draymond, still has some chemistry with Steph, I'm sure. I'm sure they still have somewhat of a relationship, and you just try to fix the airplane in the air, man, because this is a devastating injury. You really, we saw what the Warriors were able to do down the stretch last season, and mind you, they won this game. So they were starting to kind of put together the pieces a little bit there, and you could see that they still may have had an opportunity to go on a bit of a postseason run with the return they got back from Kuminga. But with this injury, it really, really makes that Kuminga trade or Kuminga stepping up to the plate. It makes those two things all that much more important. This is unforeseen. Even though Jimmy missed some time earlier this season, this is still pretty unforeseen. It's going to be tough. It is going to be tough. And they have to make a decision. Do you go all in, quote unquote all in, for what you can do right now, for what you have available, and jeopardize potentially some future draft capital and exchange one of those future picks for multiple firsts and go out and get a guy? Or do you bite the bullet this year and see where you are in the offseason? It's going to be a very, very interesting decision to make. I'm sure all eyes are on them right now. And, man, it's very, very limited avenues they can take right now to get better. But that's been today's show. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Thoughts and prayers to Jimmy Butler. I'm out. Peace.